Welcome to Moving to Portugal Daily, Episode 1. I'm Mateus Costa. Today we cover setting up Portuguese tax and invoicing for digital nomads, a step-by-step playbook to register, invoice, and present tax records that satisfy CEF and Finances, with concrete Euro examples and a 30-day checklist.
Hook. Quick update and why this matters now. Portugal has stayed strict on documentation for D7 and D8 decisions. CEF is looking for consistent, plausible income, and Finances wants matching registration and receipts. Clean tax paperwork cuts rejection risk and avoids early tax headaches. By the end of this episode, you will have a clear list of exact documents to create, how to phrase invoices and bank descriptions, and a prioritized 30-day plan you can act on immediately. Episode map and deliverables. I'll cover how to get a NIF and when you need a fiscal representative, common CAE codes to consider and why choosing the right CAE matters, activating recibos electrónicos and options for invoicing platforms, VAT considerations and the basic rule of thumb thresholds, Social Security, autonomo versus other routes, exact invoicing phrasing and bank statement tips, 3 sample income bundles in euros for a single applicant, a couple, and a small family, the top mistakes that trigger rejections, and finally, a 30-day action checklist with which items to outsource and which to do yourself.
Section 1. Why register in Portugal? Legal rationale and financial trade-offs. First, registration does 2 things. It creates a legal paper trail Finance can use to evidence stable economic means, and it starts or clarifies your tax obligations. For a D7/D8 application, CEF wants consistent income sources that match your receipts and bank history. For taxes, being registered correctly avoids surprises at year-end and reduces the chance of fines. To make this concrete, if you plan on demonstrating €2,000 per month as sustainable income, you should show about €24,000 in credible, invoiced receipts or equivalent banked income for the prior 12 months. For a couple demonstrating joint means, aim for €3,000 to €3,500 monthly, or roughly €36,000 to €42,000 annually. For a family with one child, target $4,000 to $5,000 monthly. Those targets are practical examples. Your exact need depends on CEF guidance for the visa class you're applying for, but the principle is the same. Consistency between NIF activity, invoiced receipts, and bank flows wins cases.
Section 2. Step-by-step registration and timing. Step A. Get a NIF. If you're in Portugal, you can get a NIF at a Finances office or Loja do Cidadão with passport and proof of address. If you're not in country, you'll need a fiscal representative. An accountant or lawyer can do this remotely. Step B. Pick KA codes. Common options for digital nomads include KA62010 for software development and KA70220 for consultancy-type services. List both a primary and a secondary KA if you do multiple activities. Choosing the wrong KA is a common rejection trigger because it makes your invoices look unrelated to your stated profession. Step C. Register for recibos electrónicos on the Finances portal. This is the electronic invoicing system where you issue receipts, recibos, tied to your NIF. Step D. Open a Portuguese bank account and avoid mixing currencies on primary evidence. Show euro inflows where possible. Timing note. Do all this before your CEF appointment if you can. If you can't, get at least the NIF, KA registration, and a recognizable invoicing record started.
Details on recibos electrónicos and VAT choices. Once you activate recibos electrónicos, you can issue receipts immediately through the portal or via a certified invoicing provider. For many digital nomads, the simplified tax regime, declaring as an independent worker, will be the route. Consider VAT carefully. Small entrepreneurs may qualify for the small business VAT exemption under the Article 53 style rule used in Portugal, but thresholds and rules change. Verify the current Finances limit before relying on exemption. If you expect to invoice over your exemption threshold, register for VAT and choose a standard electronic invoicing provider that issues the correct VAT breakdowns. Also decide early whether to register Social Security contributions as an autonomous worker, contribuciones para la seguridad social, or preserve your Social Security in a home country if permitted by agreement. Missing Social Security registration is a red flag for both CEF and Finances.
Section 3. Structuring invoices and income proof that pass checks. Here are exact copyable items you should include on each invoice and the supporting documents CEF and Finances expect. On the invoice header include your name, NIF, correct KA code, clear service description, invoice number and date, and the beneficiary name and address if you bill a company. Example service line phrasing: provision of freelance software development services, remote consultancy, and code delivery. If you receive platform income, add a clarifying line: income received via platform name for software development services, gross amount X euros. For bank evidence, make sure transfer descriptions match the invoice phrasing and include the invoice number where possible. Sample monthly bundles. Single applicant. Aim for 3 to 4 invoiced receipts per month, averaging 600 euros each to reach 2,000 euros monthly. Couple. Combine 2 contributors or larger single invoices to reach 3,500 euros monthly. Small family. Diversify with a mix of invoices and documented passive income, rental, dividends, aiming for 4,500 euros monthly. Always keep a simple explanatory letter that ties multiple receipts into one reliable monthly income statement. This letter is extremely helpful for CEF interviews.
What most people miss: the common mistakes and quick fixes. Top mistakes: choosing the wrong CAE so your receipts don't match your stated profession, missing Social Security receipts or showing inconsistent contribution dates, mixed currency evidence where bank statements are in dollars but invoices are in euros, poor invoice phrasing that looks like passive platform payouts rather than service delivery. Quick fixes: update CAE to a relevant code before issuing large invoices. Add a concise cover letter explaining platform payouts and attach platform statements. Convert major payments to euros before presenting evidence when possible, and annotate the bank record with the invoice number. Red flags CEF watches for include large one-off payments with no recurring pattern, mismatched names or NIFs, and invoices that lack a detailed description of services. 30-day action plan. Prioritize checklist you can execute now. Day 1 to 3. Secure NIF or appoint fiscal representative and open a Portuguese bank account or choose a Euro account option. Day 4 to 10. Choose and register KA codes, register for Recibos Electrónicos on Finanzas, and set up an invoicing tool. Day 11 to 20. Issue your first test invoices. Keep them small but consistent. Make sure transfer descriptions and invoice numbers match. Day 21 to 25. Confirm Social Security strategy and register as necessary, or obtain paperwork showing Social Security coverage from home. Day 26 to 30. Assemble a one-page explanatory income letter with your monthly bundles. Collect platform statements and attach them to invoices, and have a certified accountant review your package. An affordable template review is worth the cost. Outsource: fiscal representative, final accountant review, or VAT registration if you're over the threshold. Do yourself: invoicing setup, consistent bank descriptors, and the explanatory letter. If you want the templates I referenced, invoice samples, the explanatory income letter, and the 30-day checklist, enroll in the Moving to Portugal Toolkit. It includes editable invoice text, CAE examples you can adapt, and a checklist reviewers use. Head to movingtoportugal.com/toolkit to register and download the bundle. There's also an affordable template review service that checks your packet before submission.
That's your clear action plan for today. Apply it and move closer to your Portugal life. Let's run the numbers and make your move to Portugal. Bom dia from Portugal.